Alright guys, welcome back to issue number 4 of building the Eagle Moss DeLorean. Needless to say, this episode is going to suck. Not for you guys get to sit there and watch this and enjoy it. For me, this is going to suck. Now I'll explain why, but you got to stay tuned for that. So anyway, first things first, as we always do, we dive into the magazine here. So let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, what do you know? Here's exactly why this is gonna suck. We've got tiny springs, hinges, other hinges, microscopic screws. Oh boy, this is going to be a challenge. Anyway, so enough of that. Here's all the build. Skip that for now. Here we go. Oh, look at this. They didn't show the plate on there. But actually, this back here, the Mr. Fusion, that's what we're going to be building today. And then we're going to be working on the suspension. So I don't know how to. I want to like approach this one. This is going to be bad. So I'm just going to kind of do it here, like get myself mentally prepared. All right, we've got our instructions open. I'm going to try to open this up very carefully. There's tiny things and I don't want to lose them. This would be a catastrophic nightmare if I did. And of course this one doesn't want to cooperate with opening, so I'm just going to do a little puncture there and rip it open. Okay. Easy done. Nothing inside of here, that's good. Here we've got tiny springs, CP screws, and a ton of AP screws. I'm gonna leave everything else in here. I'm not even gonna, like, you can see nice die cast, plastics. Plastic. Okay, so only piece of die cast in this one. I ain't taking this stuff out. It's going to stay right in here because there's a lot of these little clear invisible pieces and I ain't trying to lose none of this. So I'm going to set that off to the side, and looking at the instructions, you can see right here we've got to find this yellow part and this part and connect them. So thank God we've got one thing out of the pot here. So there's that. And here is that ring. Now, looks to me, here we've got the little ridges in it, you can see there. So this is going to go this direction. Alright, so there's a little notch and there's a little thing on there. So we're going to try to line that up just like that, and then we're going to turn it, I guess, until it stops. That's it. Seems a little too loose for my liking though. But that's, man, it is actually like what happens though. It just kind of spins and then it stops there. But I mean, it could actually fall out. That's the only way it goes in. So Alright, well, there's that. I guess we're going to wing it and leave that alone. That doesn't actually lock into place though. It just sits there. We'll come back to that. That might end up being something that needs to be glued, so I'm not going to press my luck with that. Next, we're going to start building the reactor, which is going to be requiring this piece here. And oh, actually, okay, so it's this. So this is going to end up going on like that. And not there. Not there. There we go. Okay, so that can only fit on one way. Now again, I'm really not liking how that piece is sitting in, and it's not actually tightening, it's just kind of hovering. But I guess we'll see what happens with that. And it falls out. Oh, this is going to be the issue that like does it in for me, man. This is going to be the issue. Alright, flip you upside down, and we're going to be taking the AP screws. So let's go ahead and crack those open here, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of leave a bunch of them there and leave it spilled out, because I know for this kit we're going to be using quite a bit. That, and we're going to be going right down into the side there. Nice and steady. I'm actually a little bit amazed at how fearful I am on this this issue of this. Just mainly because I've already watched other channels that do these, and there's been a lot of complaints on this issue because it is extremely hard. This is so far one of the hardest issues across all the models to do. That piece still just wants to, it's going to fall out. I'm really not a fan of how that's going. Now next is going to be taking this clear piece here, and you can see based on here the arms, the recessed part is going to be facing up, so we're going to do that just like so, and we're going to be using the CPs. Now CP screws are one of the biggest things that's the fear, and the CP screws also are what we're going to end up using with the springs. And these, I'm amazed that they even fit on the screwdriver. Those are tiny. I mean, you guys can see on there, that's like downright insane. So a little bit of luck, and luck would have it for me. So thank you, luck right now. And I didn't get lucky. Okay. So let's be a little careful here and back you out, because it's digging into the clear plastic. Okay, so after watching YouTube videos, this here is supposed, it looks totally different. And then what I saw is that they're actually using the AP screws for this, not the CPs, even though this is telling you CP. So, wow. So, come to actually find out, the instructions for this are actually screwed up. So, I'm a little bit amazed at that. Like, I can't believe that they really did this. So I guess there must have been at a point where they updated this and changed the parts around a little bit, and I guess they didn't. This is probably like one of the older magazines that shouldn't have gone out with these parts, as weird as that sounds. But based on what I saw on the YouTube video I just watched, this is correct, and from what I can tell, it looks like everything's okay. I may end up putting a little bit of glue on that later because I don't like the way that that's setting in, but we're going to try to proceed on with this. So this is a huge issue because these bumps it has aren't even there. That really just doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, continuing on, you can see we've got the Mr. Fusion pieces, and these are going to just sit together like this, and then we're going to be taking 3 AP screws and just screwing this together here. So I'm just going to go ahead and put these in gentle. You know, it's like one thing to be terrorized about this build because you know it's something to be afraid of because of like all the like really tiny components and everything, but for it to end up having such an issue in the magazine that doesn't even correspond with like what you're putting together, that, like, I'm really disappointed in that, to be honest. And I'm very glad that there's people like me, which I really shouldn't say like me because I don't do this, you know, as like the big hobby or like my main thing on my channel. But I'm definitely happy that there are people out there that film these, you know, hardcore, because if it wasn't for them, then there would be people making, you know, dire mistakes in these kits, and they wouldn't know, you know, how to fix them. So it's nice that there's actually people filming these to be able to help educate those when, you know, the manufacturer itself has created a error. So definitely don't want to do these too much. Just going to kind of snug them, but very loosely snug. Okay, I'm happy with that. Happy with that. Happy with that. Okay, so we've got that done. Now we are actually going to be taking what looks to be, maybe it's an invisible part here. It might be this. It's hard to like do a lot of this because they like show the things in like colors or not. So it's like what you're working with they put in yellow. But I'm going to say I think it's this, and I don't even understand. I guess this is the other part here. So this is going to go, alright, so these two pieces are going to go together. That's just going to rest together like that. And then this is going to end up going, alright, stay where you got to go. Oh, dear God, this is bad. Like that? No. Yeah. Some of you are probably watching this and thinking like, I will never do this. which I don't blame you. A lot of other channels and things like that make this seem really easy, and I gotta say it's really not. This is like incredibly hard. Next up, we've got the lid, and we're going to be taking one of these black pieces, which it's going to be this one here, and when we put this in like this, it's actually going to be an AP screw going through both sides. So one screw going through either side. So that's, even that is about to be like severely nerve-wracking. So these are the moments where I'm like, why do I do these, and at what point do I think they're fun? Like torturing myself here. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? Yes, I got it. Okay. Put that in a little bit loose. Load up another AP just that way we can verify actually getting this thing in. And that side went in pretty well. So, since this seems to be more of like a hinge, I want to just kind of, I am going to tighten it down, but I'm not going to overkill it because I think that this is going to have to open. So leave it just like that. Okay, next up is going to be taking this piece here, and it's going to set here and go into this one. So this side has one hole, this side over here has two holes, so it's going to go into this side on this section, and it's going to be held in by, guess what, an AP screw. I think if I had $1 for every time I like prayed that these screws went in on the first time, I'd be rich enough to actually own this thing in real life. It's like if Back to the Future was a horror movie, this is it. Because this is really, it's a lot. It really is a lot to do this. So there we go with that. That's on there very nicely. Continuing. Now we are actually going to be adding the Mr. Fusion to the top of this. So you can see the big hole is going to go there, which is what's going to get the screw, and then the little is going to attach in there. So we're going to open this lid up. It's going to be an AP screw, so we're going to go ahead and preload this, and what I'm going to actually do is go like that, and hopefully just kind of set it like that, and boom, we are in. So that was kind of a easy little life hack to getting it in there. So I don't really care for how that sits in there. It looks kind of a little bit cheap to me, but okay. And there's that together. So there's like some spacing. It's not, it's definitely not like the greatest look for this. This looks really cheap ass. I mean, it's what it is. It's on. You know, it's at least cool, but I really wish it would sit more correct. I'm not really liking it, but it's on. So whatever. Like I said, this section here is like an optional piece. I'm going to add it on because it's a part of the kit. But all right, now we're going to be taking these two pieces, God help me, and we're going to be using why is this says DP screws. We don't have DP screws. Okay, so after going back to a YouTube video again, it looks like we're going to be using the CPs. This DP screw doesn't apparently exist. It is like way too late for this. How are you going? Like, I'm tired, and this is just messing with me. So this and this are going to go like that, and it's literally going to be one of these microscopic things on each side. That is just holy crap. Please get it on the first try. Please. Okay, it looks like I did. So we're going to go ahead and put one on the other side as well. Wow, I can't believe how tiny these are. Like, holy crap, man. Good note, they're going in nicely. Except that one. Alright, so this is definitely a worry. So I'm kind of looking at it from the top, hoping to get these screws in evenly. Definitely taking my time. Alright, so it seems like that's good, I guess. It's like, wow. I'm like mind blown. This thing is a lot worse than I had even anticipated. So we're going to be going back to this. And now, so this red piece is going to end up, you know, going right here and being what holds that down. So we need to line it up to where we can fit an AP through that. And this is going to be horrifying. There's actually two holes. It's not going to be that one, it's going to be the lower one. I don't know why there's two holes. That's actually going to go, I can see it, right. So the one's going to actually set it like kind of like a clip in, and then the AP itself is going to screw in to the part. So we need to get that actually, here we go. Trying to like focus as much as possible on this. This is really just overall a difficult piece here. So you can see this is going to move. It's kind of crappy. I'm not really caring for that a whole lot. It's definitely not the best. Not liking this at all, really. And the worst part is next is that we've actually got to fit the springs down in here and connect the CP screws on there. So it looks to me like the DPs, because this is saying use the DPs, which we have the CPs, so they replaced the DPs with the CPs. We gotta get the springs in and put the CP screws in there, so it's going to actually be like this. That's really not going to be fun, because these springs, there's actually two of them in here. They're kind of stuck to each other, so it looks like there's one spring, but when you actually look at them, if I can even get them apart, there we go. Okay, so they sprung apart. They're tiny. Luckily they're magnetic, so we'll try to use this to an advantage. And oh god, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I really don't. Actually, no, I'm gonna open this lid and press this forward. This way I have a little bit more leverage. And I'm going to go ahead and sit that right there on that red tab. Okay. Alright, so we've got that one set. I'm going like cross-eyed here. And that one's set. Okay. That looks like we've got them lined up with the holes. This really is going to suck. Okay. Stay, don't move. Alright, so we're going to open up these CPs now, and hopefully I can land these in. Now it doesn't look like these actually screw into the red piece. It looks to me like they just go into this black section here and just go into the spring as like a holder. So really hoping that's in. Hear the spring clicking, and it is. Okay, so that one was a success. We've made it inside. Here we go with the next one. I'm going to be able to do like surgeries after doing this. Just gotta making myself comfortable. I had an itch, and I was not going to not attend to that. I got to be comfortable, steady. I don't like how this screw is going a little bit crooked, so I want to start backing it out. And I'm going to re-go in. Nope, this one's missing, so back out, abort mission. Alright, so this one kind of went off to the side. Got our flat head here and try to just adjust this to where we need it to be, which is kind of right there. Hopefully this time it goes inside. Do you think it has? Okay, so now that they're kind of started inside, I'm going to open this up, put the pressure back on this, scared as I am, close this hatch and let it rest. This way it's where it's meant to be placed, and I'm going to go ahead and finish tightening these up. So all they do is basically act as a as like a little nipple that the spring rests over top of. The screws don't actually go into anything else. So that whole thing there is kind of sketchy. It works, as you can see, which mine's a little bit tight because of the fact that, you know, I have everything tightened down. I would rather have it tight. This is going to be a model sitting on the shelf. I'm not interested in letting kids sit there and flip this and play with it and all that kind of stuff. So springs are in there. They're good for the looks. It's good for the fact that it's showing that it's fully complete in its form. That was a nightmare, but I actually think the bulk and like this piece here of this build was just stupid. Like, that was just horrible. We're going to go back to the APs now, and we're going to finally finish setting Mr. Fusion up on this base. So this is going to start concluding our issue, which I never thought I'd say this. I can't wait to be done. Seems like this last section is pretty fail-proof and going well, so just 3 AP screws that are going to go on, and then we're going to tighten them down. But it's just the amount of work that was required in this one. It's just, that was freaking insane. And I don't really care for how like the finished product came out. Like, I really don't care for how that Mr. Fusion thing looks, and I'm still annoyed that I might have to go back and glue that. Not really a fan, because from what that shows and what I've seen from other people on YouTube, it seems like it just kind of tightens up on itself and it stays there, where on mine it looks like it's more of just like a, you know, a bump stop, and you know, you go from there. So that's going to have to get glued apparently. But I guess when this is all said and done, I guess this is going to end up going like on top of this. I don't know. Well, here's this piece, and here's the Mr. Fusion working, operational. Sketchy, don't care for it, but those are completed. So anyway, thank you very much for staying with me on this journey for this build. Actually, just realized I forgot a piece. Holy crap, look at that. Now, where was this installed at? I know where this goes, on the video. Okay, so this was actually backtracked here. I completely missed this. So this here has to go on top of here. So I'm sure there were probably some people watching this that already knew this and knew that I missed that and were probably like, oh my god, no he didn't. I did. I bypassed that. I didn't even see that because it was invisible. So thank god I checked that before chucking it. Now that is finished. Thank god. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed that, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that way you're notified every time I upload one of these videos. As you can see, it is very, very stressful. So if you're curious to see where these adventures go, make sure you're subscribed. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
The apocalypse.